Hey guys, welcome to this week's show. Hey, you were on last week's show.
I was.
You're back again.
I am. I'm back. You can't get rid of me.
Awesome. My wife Leslie. That's right. I can't get rid of her. Wouldn't want to. So last week we told you all about our adventures by Disney to Viva Italia.
Viva Italia, yes.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's kind of a long video though. We had a lot of stuff packed in there. We actually had an Adventures by Disney guide, helped us for the first segment, and then Leslie and I shared our personal story after Dusty shared his kind of view on Italy, the Adventure by Disney guide, and then Leslie and I shared our personal story about our trip that started in Rome. We went to Florence and Tuscany and then ended up in Venice.
Yes, we did.
It was amazing.
Yes.
It was amazing. So when we were in Tuscany, the video was kind of long. We told you a little bit about visiting the farm, Sarah Fioroni's farm.
I want to get it closer.
Yeah. I'll try to say it. It's a family farm in Tuscany. This is her book. She actually has a cookbook, and she was one of the guest chefs at Epcot International Food and Wine Festival last year after we visited Italy. That was amazing. So she has a family farm in Tuscany book, recipes and stories from Vittorio Poggio Alloro. Beautiful farm. You're going to love it. We showed you some video from it last week. If you didn't get a chance to see that video, they should go back and watch it, shouldn't they?
Oh, absolutely. It was really beautiful. It was a nice event.
It was gorgeous. And while we were there, we actually made pasta. And we
Yes.
didn't get to show you all the video. We kind of told you about it. But what we wanted to do was do another episode, follow up that one, and let you see a little bit more behind the scenes, us getting Dusty. Not Dusty the Adventure by Disney guy, but Flour Dusty making some pasta, which was pretty cool. We rolled it out, we cut it up into different shapes and formations, and we saw all about how you make the different kinds of pasta.
Right. I've never done that before, but it's quite a talent. She made it look so easy.
Yeah, made it so almost anybody could do it that I did it. So pretty amazing. So now let's go back to Italy, to Sarah Fioroni's farm in Tuscany, and let's see how we made pasta on our Adventure by Disney. You ready?
Yes, let's go again.
Let's go.
So here we are today to have, first of all, a lot of fun, but also to learn how to make pasta. And just to let you know where you are today, we are right now in an organic farm and a family business. And we are going today to first make the pasta, then we are going to discover a little bit of the farm. We are going to walk around to discover the garden area, to see the winery where we make the wine. We are almost ready for the grape harvest, so it's a very exciting time of the year right now. And then we are going to see the cows. Finally, we will be back here for the lunch outside in a beautiful terrace with the view of the amazing San Gimignano, our medieval hometown. So you will see that from the other side. We are going to taste and eat all our products. They're at least 90–95% are coming from the farm, and they are organic. So I think it's a very good thing to know. Before we are going to start the cooking class, I just wanted to share with you some extra information about our family and our business. So, well, first of all, I'm Sarah, well, as I say, Sara in Italian. I'm one of the owner of the farm. I'm part of the family as well. And here we are, 3 families together. My father and his 2 brothers' family, that they came here in 1955 to work as a sharecropper. They started when they were a very poor farmer, the bean farmer from generation. And the time of the history was pretty tough, right after the Second World War. So tough for everyone, probably even more for the poor farmer. Anyway, they moved from Marche, that is in the center of Italy, to Tuscany to find better land and better occasion for their life, for their future. And they finally found a very beautiful place, this farm, that of course it wasn't like you can see today. It was very poor, the land was very empty, but they started to work very, very hard. And in 1973, they bought the property. At that time, 50 acres. Today we have a total of 250 acres, and we are still the same 3 families working all together, and many of us lives all together here. Basically, our house is upstairs, so everything is here. So it's now today is an honor and a pleasure to be here working every day and taking care of this wonderful farm. Just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that everything you are going to see today, yes, keep going, we are taking care of everything, but mainly it was done by our parents. They really work hard. They sacrifice all their life for us, for the young generation. I love to come in the generation, my grandparents, that they came here too with my parents. So they were the first and the second generation. I'm the youngest of the third generation. And we have also now the fourth generation working at the farm. They are the sons of my cousins, so we are very proud of that. And that's the reason why I decided to write a book about the story of the family and the farm. Our parents give us a beautiful gift for our life, like a place to live, a beautiful job for every day of our life, and healthy organic food that we can harvest every day and share with the family and share with the guests that are coming at the farm. So I think this is the most beautiful gift that the parents can give to their children. So to make sure that I was sharing this story with everyone and I was saying a thanks for them to them, I wrote this book 3 years ago. This book was being published in the States, and the funny things about this book is that at the beginning, many people were asking, when I was writing, were asking, Sarah, how many copies are you thinking you're going to sell? And I was actually counting my best friends, hoping that they were buying this book, like Marco, for example. So I was saying, okay, Marco will buy, she will buy, Marco will buy, Suga will buy.
More than 1,000. You go to my house, I open this book everywhere.
I wanted to see the picture. So I was counting my best friends, including Marco. It wasn't such a big number, so I was saying a bigger number, so don't be for us. I was saying maybe I'm going to sell like 100 or 200 books. I was really hoping to sell that many. But actually, after 3 years, we sold more than 9,000 books. It's unbelievable because I'm not a writer. I do something else. Now it seems that I'm an author, but I'm not a writer or nothing. And the book won also 1 gold medal and 2 silver medals, even more unexpected. So, but still, the most important things for me is not the numbers of the copies sold. It's really that 9,000 people around the world know the story of my parents and they read the book. So that's the most important thing for me. It was a surprise. We very unexpected. So anyway, even Mark has 1,000 of the copies. The other 8,000 are sold around the world. But anyway, let's talk about our pasta. Otherwise, I can talk about my family for hours. So as you can see, you have an apron. That is a gift for you to bring back home. So you can cook every day. Send me some picture. Marco never sent picture of him cooking with the apron. Never. So I assume he doesn't cook. But anyway. Okay, I will stop this is fine. Sorry, Marco. Look, in the morning, just It's so sweet. Never answer in a bad way. Anyway, we are going to put our hands in the flour and the eggs. So if you have anything precious like rings or watches, anything you're
You give to
worried.
me and mine.
First choice.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that, but you can use your pocket in front of the apron just to keep everything clean, and then just remember later when you take your apron off, you have something precious in your pocket. That's very important. So now, if you are so nice, now that everybody has their own station, if you are so nice to come a little closer, I would like to show you what we're going to do first, and then you can do your pasta. I'm sure that many of you already know what to do, but just a little reminder, I think it's a very good idea. Funny things behind my back or anything, I don't want picture like with something like.
Yeah, we learned what this means today. What does it mean? You don't know?
This is a horn like a cow, and this is what? We can all say?
No, they know. I teach them.
What is it?
Drivers.
No, it's not allowed.
It's when the drivers have to share my
Yes.
Girlfriend.
It is?
I didn't hear that.
It was 2 drivers when one's cutting the other one off or something,
That's nice. Cheating on you.
Yes. But Sarah, she doesn't know this type of things. You don't need to talk about it.
Okay. But if he does something, here when I'm not watching, just let me know, okay? Otherwise, they will come all funny picture.
Yeah.
She looked at me like, what?
Those young ones.
She has a bike.
Can we start, Sarah? Dai.
So here we are. I hope that everybody can see. If you cannot see, don't worry. You can come even closer. It's not a problem.
I think we're watching Lucy
It's
and
just
Echo.
Marco that is bothering me. Anybody else can come closer. Don't worry. So here we have fresh ingredients from the farm. So how is the farm today? Today we have 250 acres. 50 acres are vineyard where we have all the grapes almost ready to be harvested. 50 acres of grains that we make our wheat, barley, spelt, and sunflower. Wheat is right here in our flour. And then we have 50 cows that we are going to see, rabbits, chicken, and pork. Pigs, and we have a little garden area with the vegetable, the fruits production, a little saffron production that is an old spice coming from the medieval time, eggs from our chickens. What else we have? This is all our farm. 3,000 olive trees all around the farm, all around the property. We are going to see those. Now we have, okay, eggs, very easy to see which one they are from our chickens. And then we have two different types of flour. So you see how simple the ingredients are today. How simple is the setting today? Cutting board, rolling pin, in Italian is mattarello. You can use to make your pasta or that's a very good example. Only with Marco, not with your husband. Okay? So here we have two different types of flours. Now, which is the difference in between the two? Now, one is very white. It's the all-purpose flour. It's the one that we have back home. Very easy. We can find anywhere. This is coming from the tender wheat, so very tender wheat. This is two varieties of wheat that we have in the farm. This other one is more yellow, we can see from the color. When you will put your hands in, you will touch the semolina, that's the name of this flour, semolina, and you will see that it's a little bit more thick and has little grains. This is coming from the hard wheat, so are two different varieties of wheat. This is also either called semolina in English too, or durum wheat. So either one of the two words, if you find in the package, that will be the right one. Don't worry, later I will be giving you the recipe, so you can see everything written down with the right measurements. Because as you see, we don't have any measuring cups or any tablespoon, nothing. Today we are just going to enjoy and learn how to measure with our hands and enjoy touching the ingredients. When we are home, we can pay a little bit more attention on the measurements.
And you said we're going to eat this? Excuse me. We're
No,
going to eat what we make?
Marco's
Marco's
going to eat
going to
it.
eat it.
Just Marco. Don't worry, you will have our own pasta, so you can taste our pasta, our homemade pasta, so you can let me know if you like it or not. All our pasta will be eaten by Marco in the next week. Not all today. Don't worry, you don't have to eat the whole things today, okay?
Okay.
In a few days.
But
Lunch and dinner and
this
breakfast.
means that I need to stay here 1 week.
No, okay. You have to take care of them. You cannot stay here, I'm sorry. Otherwise, you could
No,
stay.
no, after this group I'm
Marco,
off for 3
we're on a
weeks.
schedule. We're on a schedule.
Not today, not today.
So, anyway, if you are afraid about doing in a very classic style like this way, you can totally do back home with the KitchenAid to make the dough and with the pasta machine maker. So don't worry, you can even save a little bit of time. But it's so much fun. It's such a great satisfaction to make the pasta in a very classic old style. Like my mom, she's still doing every Sunday morning for my family. For the restaurant, we cheat a little with the KitchenAid and the pasta machine. So here we are. We are going to use our hands to spoon the flour, two full hands of the white flour, like this, and not two full hands of the semolina. Why we don't exaggerate with the semolina? Because it's a little bit more thick, so we don't want it to make our dough too tough. Now, just to give an idea, like all-purpose flour, as you know, it's used for everything, like cookies, pasta, bread, pizza, cake, many different recipes. Of course, using different ingredients, different recipe, but it's almost used for everything. The semolina is the one that is used to make the pasta. You know the dry pasta that you buy in the grocery, just to mention like a famous brand like Barilla. The dry pasta that is done with water and semolina. So the semolina is more specific for the pasta. And it gives a beautiful, nice texture to the pasta and a beautiful yellow color. So that's very nice. We blend the two flours together in this way, and we create like a little mountain, like this, and then a little volcano. The whole of the volcano, right here in the center, needs to be large enough for 2 eggs. Now, today I'm going to do with 2 eggs. If you don't want it to have too much hard time, you can even do with that 1 egg. It's not a problem. So I break the 2 eggs inside, 1 and then 2. here we are. You see I have enough space for both the eggs. And then with my fork, I start to beat the eggs in this way. Same way I'm doing like scrambled eggs or I'm doing an omelette in the morning. I'm moving the fork from the bottom to the top in a circle motion like this. Pretty fast so I can beat the eggs very well. Now this time, sometime we have volcano explosion. If that happened, don't worry, you have this hand that is ready to help you. And you can rebuild your volcano with an engineer work. Here we are, and everything is safe. So at the beginning, the eggs are a little lumpy like this. Don't worry, because little by little, they will become more thick. And every time you are moving the fork, even if you don't pay attention, you're talking or doing something else, you are touching with the eggs, the border of the volcano, and you are adding more flour, even if you don't pay that much of attention. So the eggs now are getting thicker and thicker. They're not lumpy anymore. So I always protect my volcano with my hands, so it will not break. We can contain all the explosion. And you have just to think that when my mom, my aunts, and my grandmothers, they were doing pasta for all the family, they were doing like volcano with 10 or 20 eggs at the time for all of us. That was amazing to see. Very, very beautiful. So here we are. So you see, at a certain point, it's really, really hard to move the fork as we were doing at the beginning. It's starting to be tough. So don't worry, you can move your arm and hand in this way. So you don't get too tired. And we can add a little bit more flour until it's not too sticky anymore. So now it's getting really, really too tough now to work with the fork. I cannot do this anymore. So it's the time for us to work with our finger. The time to put our hands in. Now, since we have a lot of flour, if you remember we didn't measure, it's a very good idea to save a little bit of flour on a side. This is also good to do even if you measure everything, because there are a few elements that can change the consistency of your recipe. Let's say the humidity, if you're using eggs from the grocery or from a farm, there are a few things that can change. So always a good idea to save a little bit of flour. Then I sprinkle a little bit of flour on top of the eggs so they will not stick too much. And then very softly, very gently, I start to do a little bit of pressure with my finger in this way. And I start to create my dough. And I start to work my dough in this way. Basically, the way I move my hands is very simple. I do a little pressure, and then I fold back. A little pressure, and I fold back. And one more time. I always try to have like a little bowl like this. And how we know when the dough is ready? Well, first of all, I'll let you touch this one so you can see and squeeze it a little to see the consistency. And then if you're not sure, let's do an experiment. We touch and it seems not sticking. Well, pretty good. So we think maybe it's ready. Okay, let's double check one more time. We open a little, like we break in two, and we touch again. And see how sticky and wet it is. We cannot work with the rolling pin yet. Absolutely. It's
I
too
thought you were
sticky.
supposed to throw it on the wall if it sticks.
This is when you cook the
Oh,
pasta. Like the
yeah, all these
spaghetti after you
years.
cook the pasta.
All these years I've been throwing the dough too.
Oh,
It's quite a mess afterwards.
I want to see your walls.
yeah, I would like to see that too. So now, since the dough is not too sticky anymore, we can even work with both of our hands. Now we are using the palm of our hands instead of just a finger, so I can do a little bit more pressure. So basically, I do the same thing. Little pressure with the palm of my hand, and then one more time. And then I fold back in this way. Every time that I feel I finish the flour, I add more flour, and I keep doing. Basically, I'm kneading my dough in this way for a few minutes. I will let you touch very soon this one so you can see how is the consistency. Usually the kids, they have a easy time because this should be like the same consistency of the Play-Doh. Very similar. I know Marco used to eat Play-Doh, but
I still do.
this is not. I'm not the only one that
See, I was nice when I said he was looking into your eyes.
I'm adding just a little bit more flour because I feel it's a little bit
She
more
became
sticky.
red, look. after you say that. Change cross.
Don't you want to throw that at him?
So here we are. We can start to pass this around, please. Thank you so much. So we can feel, no, and it's so
It's
this
perfect.
anytime. You don't understand how we're still eating the Play-Doh, so we don't understand. The first time I say Junior, see, it should be like the Play-Doh went out and it started to eat the Play-Doh. You don't understand that. So if you are so nice to pass this around, so we can squeeze a little and feel the consistency. Now, it's not too tough because after this we are going to use the rolling pin, so it doesn't have to be too tough, otherwise it will be impossible for us to make the pasta, but it's not sticky anymore. That's very important, otherwise it will stick to our rolling pin and our cutting dough. So after you all touch the dough, you can put it on the floor and there will be Marco's lunch, okay?
Yeah. Should we stamp on it?
Yeah. She really loves you.
We can change this place.
Anyway, nobody say yes, let's do it. Nobody say that. They love you.
Of course.
Okay, when you have done with the dough, I'll make it back. I'll make Marco's lunch back, please. When you finish. He's really hungry. Let's try. Did you feel that? Did you do that? Okay, so I think I have everything back now. So I put everything back together. My dough like this. So now I use my clean flour to cover all the cutting board. This is very important. And then now with my dough all together like this, I started to work my dough. Now that is a little bit the hardest part of the recipe, because as I say, when you're back home, first part can be done with the KitchenAid and this part with the pasta machine maker, so it can save a little bit of energy and time. With this we have to use a little bit more energy. What we are doing is rolling at the same time and pushing, because we need to make this paper thin. How I do that? At the same time I push and do press back and forth, and I do a little bit of rotation every time. Basically, I'm starting from the center and until the edge, like this. I will have like a sort of a circle. Now, why this is a little bit more tough? When you do a pie crust, for example, this is way tender. Like in 3 or 4 rolls, the crust will be ready. For the pasta, it's very now elastic. It shrinks a lot, so we will need a little bit more of work and energy. So now, the way I learned to make the pasta was actually from my mom when I was about 3 or 4 years old. I learned from my mom. Now, my father, he turned the 10th of August 80 years old. And my mom, she's 75. So
there
I'm
was
sure.
a party here, huh?
Yeah, we make a little party like with the fireworks and everything for my dad.
I wasn't invited.
You were working, Michael.
Yeah.
So anyway, there is a little bit of difference in between me and my parents. I mean, I look younger, right? Yeah. No, but the reason because I'm the third of 3 daughters. So they really think a lot in between the first daughter and the other one and the other one. So they have the first daughter and they say, okay, we could do better. So they wait a little. Then they wait a few extra years, and they had the second daughter, and they say, okay, now we are doing better. And then they wait a little bit more, and then they had me, and they say, okay, perfection, we can stop now. But now, at the end of everything, there is a little bit of difference in the age and the generation. So my father is 80, my mother is 75. They're amazing, wonderful parents, amazing. But they're coming from different generations, farmers, full of farmers. So they're not the type of modern parents that they stand there and teach you what to do. You just need to run behind them and learn as much as you can, as soon as possible. So this is what actually I was doing when I was little. Stand behind my mom while she was doing the pasta, trying to figure out what she was doing. So you will see also when you will do your pasta, that when you roll the pasta, you're not moving just your arm and your hands. You move the rest of your body because you use a lot of energy, so you're moving everything. So just standing behind, I thought, okay, I know how to make pasta. So I had my little miniature rolling pin when I was little. I was stealing a little bit of dough from my mom, putting on the side of a cutting board, then putting the rolling pin here and start to shake my body. Without moving my arms, because I thought that's all she was doing, watching from behind. I thought that was the secret. And my mom and my sisters that were there, they say, Sarah, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm making pasta. And they say, that's not the way you have to do. You have to roll the pasta, not just shake your body.
Or booty, as we call it.
So from that year, I understand that making the pasta is not that easy. I still believe that the secret ingredient is to shake a little your body. It really helps, but it's actually a lot of work.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting where Marco's standing.
Poor Marcus, yeah. I see that everybody thinks like me. We love to be.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one. I don't feel guilty anymore.
Oh, don't.
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
That
I'm
was fun.
excited to get here today.
Scare
He
them
was
away.
blushing on the way out.
Yeah, I was. So here we are. We have to work this one a little bit more to make this very, very thin, paper thin. That's the reason why I was saying this is the hardest part of the whole making pasta, because it takes a few minutes and few energy. What we are trying to do is every time rolling from the center to the edge, but pretty fast, because you see how it shrink back? It's crazy, it's very elastic. That's the way it should be, you know. But we have to make it very, very thin. So here we are almost there. So paper thin is what we are looking for. If it breaks a little for any reason, like you have a hole or anything, don't worry, like this, you know. You can put everything back with a little bit of pressure like this, and you roll it and you don't see anything else, because we are going to cut it no matter what. So we have to do even more thinner than this, but I would like to show you what to do next. So we are going to sprinkle with the flour, like this, and now we are going to fold. We are going to fold in this way. And now we are ready to cut our pasta. Now I'm going to show you how many different pasta you can make just from 2 flours and the eggs. I forgot to tell you, for any reason you don't find the semolina, the durum wheat, when you're back home, don't worry, use 100% of the regular all-purpose flour. It will turn out very good no matter what. So we start to make our pasta, and we cut very thin slice of pasta, like this, very, very thin. Remember to put your finger in this way when you are cutting, because we would like to have vegetarian pasta. And not finger pasta. And we cut very, very thin. You could go slower, anything you're more comfortable. And now we are 1, 2, 3, tagliolini. You were not ready. 1, 2, 3, tagliolini. Here you are. So here we have the first pasta. Look how pretty it is. This is one of my favorites. It's
Come
the
in, Marco. Come
tagliolini.
in. You're missing the fun.
Can I come?
Feel alone.
Join us.
So
This is the guy that wants to be on time every day. What do you think?
I stay here, okay?
Yeah. That's a good way.
So this is the pasta that we are going to have today for lunch, and we're going to enjoy this one with the green peas, zucchini blossom, and saffron. All the vegetables are in season right now in the garden. There is an explosion in our vegetable garden with a lot of vegetable, and this saffron is very typical. It grows in November, but it's a spice, so we have all year long, so it's very nice. Then, what else we can do? The most famous, the most well-known around the world, they're called either tagliatelle or fettuccine. So are you ready for the tagliatelle or fettuccine?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Woo! Here we are. So tagliatelle, so tagliolini, tagliatelle, and one that is very famous, popular in Tuscany are the pappardelle. Pappardelle are usually the one that we serve with a little bit more heavier sauce, like wild boar sauce or white rabbit. Instead, the tagliatelle or fettuccine, those will be served today with fresh tomato from our garden and basil, very, very good, in season also. And also very typical to serve this pasta with the beef sauce, the bolognese sauce. This is another one. Ready for the pappardelle? 1, 2, 3, pappardelle! So just cutting in 3 different shapes, we already have 3 different pasta. Now, what else we can do with this pasta? Now, this, for example, can be the layer for the lasagna. All the pasta we are doing is still fresh pasta, it's not dry yet. So we need to dry at least for 2 hours, so from 2 hours on. For example, we can make it in the morning for the evening or 1 day in advance. And then we can dry the pasta. After it's dry enough, we can cook the pasta. For the lasagne or any other type of pasta, we throw it in the boiling water with salt. We cook for a few minutes. Then for the lasagne, we drain, we put in cold water, and then we put on a kitchen towel to dry. So after we drain also from the cold water. Any other pasta after we cook, we blend with our sauce. We mix with our sauce. For the lasagne, when they are dry after the cooking process, this can be the layer in our pan with the bechamel sauce, beef sauce, and Parmesan cheese to make the famous lasagna. But what else we can do with our pasta? Let's say in our refrigerator we have our favorite stuffing that is ricotta cheese and spinach, for example. That's the most classic, the most popular. We put our stuffing inside, and then we are going to seal our pasta in this way. We do a little bit of pressure like this with our finger to seal both of the layers, and then we are going to cut the pasta with this. And here we have the ravioli. Ooh! The ravioli can be done either square or round. Square or round, and you can do miniature ravioli or even bigger, like just have 2 huge for a portion, for example. You can do any size you like. And here's the ravioli. But what happens if you started to make the ravioli and you realize that you don't have this one? How you can do that? Run to the store, but the pasta will dry while you're doing that. So just cut it with your knife in this way. But look how sad is this ravioli. Look the difference. We don't like this. It's too simple.
Oh, no.
It doesn't deserve a
No.
right now. So we have to find a solution for this ravioli. We can use our fork actually and make either a little decoration here, and at the same time we're sealing better our ravioli. And look now.
Oh.
Here's another ravioli. Then another of my favorite recipe is this one. This is very cute. We cut a little slice of pasta, and then we make a little decoration on every side of the pasta. Then we pinch in the middle, and here we have the bow tie. Bow tie. Ooh. In Italian are farfalle, butterfly. So one more. And this one is not, I know this one is not super easy, but after you know what to do, I promise it will be very, very easy. Now, we started from a square. We have to cut a square of pasta like this. And then, again, we will need our favorite stuffing that can be ricotta cheese and spinach, but even the meat that is already being cooked. We put everything exactly in the center. So from a square, stuffing in the center, we are going to seal everything as a triangle. So here we are, from a square we have a triangle. Now we have a little bit of puffy part here and 2 longer sides. The 2 longer sides, they will go around one of my finger in this way, and I will stick everything, I will do a little pressure to stick everything together in this way. And now I have a little crown, so I can be a princess. But crown is already pretty, but we are not looking for a crown. So we take the crown from the top, we are not touching the puffy part. We take out our finger from the ring part and take the finger, put the finger from the back and put the ring part inside out like this. And here we have the tortellini. Ooh! It's incredible. Tortellini is a little bit more a challenge, but I will be around to repeat again. Basically, the part of the square until the triangle is pretty easy, but from the crown, sometimes it's a little challenge to figure out which part inside out. But I will be around. But I will be around to explain you. And then, actually, those are some of the most classic, the most well-known pasta. You can totally create your own pasta, even create a name. Just another one that is very famous, just to show you with just the eggs and the flour, how many different pasta you can make it. Like, let's say this one. Those are called in Italian reginelle. So you see how many different pasta you can do just using eggs and flour. Of course, there are some pasta like penne, fusilli, or spaghetti. Those you really need the little machine with the special shapes to make this pasta. It's impossible to reproduce that by hands, but you can do so many others.
When it's time to plan your next vacation, you need the experience of someone who can help you make the best decision for your vacation dollars. With over 18 years of experience, Kingdom Magic Vacations can help you plan your next trip to incredible destinations like Disney, Universal, cruises, and all-inclusive destinations. Our team of travel planners are with you every step of the way. All you have to do is relax and enjoy your vacation. We do all the work. Call 866-972-6244 or visit kingdommagic.com to start planning your vacation today.
Thanks a lot for watching this week's show. Check out this awesome resort behind me. This is Disney's Wilderness Lodge here at the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. One of my favorite places to stay in all the world. It's just incredible. Hey, if you're watching us on travelwithrick.com, be sure you go up there and drop your email address in our subscribe box. Every time we put something new here on Travel with Rick, you'll get an email in your inbox letting you know all about it. That way you don't miss a thing. If you want to find out more about what we're doing, check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/travelwithrick. There you can interact with other Travel with Rick friends, find out where we're going, what we're doing, and check out our question of the week also. Listen, if you're on iTunes or on YouTube, check us out in both of those places. I like to watch Travel with Rick on iTunes on my Apple TV. It looks awesome over there. And on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, rate us, do all those things that you do in both of those places. We'd really appreciate it. Hey, that's going to wrap up this week's show. Thanks a lot for watching. We look forward to seeing you right back here next week for another episode of Travel with Rick. So long, everybody.